Hello and welcome to this week's edition of the Side Splitters. My name is Lyle.
And my name is Randy. Damn it, I'm Andy. My name is Andy.
And our goal tonight is to leave you in stitches. And my goal tonight is to not mess up the intro, which Andy already did. How are you, by the way, Andy?
I'm fantastic, actually.
Wonderful.
Could not be any better, except if I was shitting gold.
Neat. Speaking of, I have a story to tell.
Wait, did you shit gold?
You might as well say I did. Or at least I figured out how to.
Oh, do tell, because honestly, I've got a lot of two-ply toilet paper that I can use up to smear myself a new Saturday night through this miserable town.
Good news. I know what you can do on Saturday nights now.
Okay.
It involves Atlantic City, and before you tell me I'm in fool for thinking I can get rich by gambling, hear me out. I went to Atlantic City this past weekend. It was my wife's birthday. I took her out to the casinos. And
you're a fool for thinking you can get rich from gambling.
We had a good time. Okay, I didn't take much money with me. I didn't really feel particularly lucky that night. I was just like, you know what? I'm only going to bring this amount and kind of make it last, and I did for the most part. She, on the other hand, she was having fun for her birthday, which I was like, all right, cool, whatever. So when I ran out of money, I just kind of hung out with her and watched her for the rest of the evening, which she was fine with, whatever. Well, we went with her mom and her uncle, and at one point we were ready to go, and we're like, all right, let's go find your uncle. So he plays table games, so we're looking for him. And while we're looking in the area with the tables, she stops suddenly and looks over at this one machine. She goes, no, that can't be real. And I look over and I'm like, what are you talking about? She says, look at this. And I look and it specifically says a sign, play video games and gamble.
I thought that's what slot machines were.
Andy, there was a controller.
What?
It was a skill-based video game.
Wait, hold. This changes everything.
Hear me out, dude. It was a first-person shooter.
No!
I sit down, and I said, give me $1. So she gives me one, and I pop it in. And of course there's a tutorial level, this is the first time in a video game I've ever been okay with a tutorial level.
Right.
So I'm like, all right, let me see. Okay, so this button does this button does this, and it's two face buttons, one shoulder button, which was kind of weird, a start button, and two analog sticks, one for moving, one for camera. I'm like, that's kind of all you need. Jump, reload, shoot. Fine. So I'm like kind of getting a feel for the controls or whatever, and it says, hit start whenever you're ready. Okay, start. Counts me down or whatever. I have to kill as many robots as I can. If you kill at least 5 robots, you win half your money back, your bet. So in this case, 50 cents. If you kill 6 robots, you win $1 back. If you kill 7, you win more back. That's when you actually start winning money. 8 gives you more, 9 gives you more, 10 gives you the most. The most you can win is if you kill 10 robots, okay?
Okay.
So I'm playing, and I'm getting a feel for it. I'm shooting this robot, and I am shooting the shit out of this robot. And he's not dying. And eventually an announcer pops up and goes, invincible robot, move on.
Oh, that's not even fair.
What do you mean he's invincible? So I was kind of confused by it, went along, shot the hell out of this next robot, also invincible. I'm like, oh no. It's a trap!
Right? Oh, that's how they get you.
So I'm going, and eventually I find a couple robots. Clearly, I do not get enough to even win half my bet back. So I'm like, whatever. A tooltip came up with the loading screen that said some robots are invincible. Yeah, no shit. You can find this out by seeing them glow blue as soon as you shoot them. Oh, that's helpful.
Yeah, right?
Honey, give me another $1. So I put another $1 in there, and I'm playing. And it was definitely helpful. And I think I ended up winning that $1 back because I was like, no, I'm sorry, I still didn't win. I still couldn't get the hang of it. The controls were kind of stiff and everything, and I was kind of like, you know what? I'm done with this game. I'm not gonna let myself be fooled by it. And she was like, well, there's this other game over here. I'm like, okay, what is it? She's like, it's kind of like Bejeweled. I'm like, that's a breeze. Give me that. So I go sit over there. I put $1 in. and it's like, match things, and they go away, get multipliers by doing combos and stuff. I'm like, all right, easy enough, start. So I'm going to town with this thing. I'm getting all kind of big bonuses and everything like that. Bonuses as in, 4 at a time, 5 at a time, 3 or 4 combos at a time. Like everything's going good. I'm getting all kind of special gems that just wipes out whole lines and whole rows and everything of that color. That all those fun things.
Right.
The timer runs out. I don't win any money. I'm like, what are you supposed to do? It said there's these specific things on the board, and you win money by getting them to drop all the way down to the bottom.
Oh.
So I'm like, all right, I kind of wish I read instructions. Give me another $1. So she was like, are you sure? I'm like, you know what? Tell you what, let me check my card. Now I have a rewards card with this casino, and it was after 12 o'clock. When we first got there, I had $15 on it that they was just like, hey, you're here on a Friday. Take 15, or on a Saturday rather. Take $15. Okay. So the catch is you have to play it at whatever machine you dump it into. So I didn't have a problem with that. So I was like, let me see if I have another 15 since it's after midnight, technically the next day. Pop it in there. Sure enough, $15 is on it. I'm like, oh, neat. So, I put it all into this one machine, and I'm like, all right, we'll play again, $1. I didn't win anything. And that's when I go, you know what? I'm going to try 5 this time. Why not? Go big or go home, right? I'm feeling
Right.
confident this time. I pushed the 5 button. And I'm just swapping jewels or whatever it was all over the place, right? All of a
Mhm.
sudden, some sort of power up was triggered, and I got a time bonus or something like that, and it's like $20 awarded. What?
Yeah. What?
So I keep playing, thinking maybe I'll get it if I win. I win $20. Now I really got to win, right? Did not win. Still got $20.
Huh.
I was like, well, cash out immediately before someone figures it out. So I get $20 to come out, and there's still $9 in the machine. $1 from the first round, $5 from the second one. I told you have to play the money that you put into it at that machine.
Right.
So I'm waiting because it's thanks for playing. Come back soon, that whole screen. And
Yeah.
I'm waiting. I'm like, well, I still got $9 on this machine. I'm gonna finish playing, see if I can get a couple more of these 20s to pop out, and see what happens. It never goes back to the original screen. I froze it. Great.
Oh no.
So I hit the call for help button for an attendant to come by. So an attendant's coming, and they're taking their sweet old time. And eventually I tell my wife, I was just like, can you please just hang out here? I'm going to try this 20 in this shooting machine again, but I'm gonna bet 5 at a time. She's like, sure, go ahead. So I go over there, and as soon as I pop it in, I do the tutorial a little bit. I'm like, okay, I'm ready. I'm winning this time for sure. I hit start. The attendant comes by. I'm like, that's all you. That's all you. I'm focused. I'm on a time limit.
Okay.
So I'm going along, whatever. I shoot a couple robots, whatever. Eventually I see this glowing blue thing. I'm like, oh, what's that? Run over it. Power up. You have a shield for the next, X amount of seconds. Also, you just won $50. Say what?
What?
So I'm like, all right. So I'm shooting things. I didn't win again, but I did get my $50. Well, let's play 5 again. So I'm running along. Didn't even see it this time. Power up. You won $40. Okay. So again, didn't win, but I got $40. No, I'm
Oh
sorry.
my God.
That time I did end up winning. I ended up winning my bet back because I ended up cashing out for $105 of that machine.
Wow.
And I was like, I'm good now. And the attendant was like, okay, I rebooted the machine. I'm just gonna wait for it. Meanwhile, my wife went to go look for her uncle some more. Um, and she was like, I'm just gonna wait for the, or no, she went to the bathroom. Whatever. The attendant was just like, I'm gonna wait for this to reboot, and then make sure your money's still on there, and if so, we're good, right? I was like, yeah, absolutely. So she waited for it to reboot. It rebooted. My money was still there. She was like, you good? I was like, yep, cool, thanks. She left. I started playing. I'm like, well, go big or go home, right? $5. Ended up winning another $30 off that machine.
Hmm.
And then I ended up playing the other 4 just because it was like 2, 1. Couldn't win anything off of that. I was like, I don't know how to win on this game other than getting random bonuses, so that's not fun. So now I have 2 tickets, one for 105, the other one for 30. My wife comes back. I said, I want you to take this ticket. She's like, holy crap, this is $105. I'm like, yeah, I want you to take this ticket, go cash it out, and bring me back my money. She's like, well, can I have some of it? I was like, all right, take this ticket, cash it out, keep 20, go play, come back when you're done. I want my other money though. It's like, I want my $85. She's like, I will. It's like, all right. So I took the 30 and I put it back into that shooting machine, right?
Uh,
Dude, I put it in, I'm playing 5 at a time and I'm getting good now. So like I'm shooting 6, 7, 8 robots at a time and I'm getting like 5, 12.50, $25 all at a time, you know?
right.
Eventually I get ballsy. I get the thing up to like, I don't know, 70, $80, something like that. And I got ballsy. I was like, you know what? What's max bet? $20, huh? Why not? hit
Ugh.
hit the $20 button, right? And I'm like, I'm in the zone this time. I'm winning for real. And I'm going along, and I'm not even counting. I'm just shooting things, just boom, boom, boom. All of them are exploding. I'm like, this is awesome. None of them are invincible. Just keep going. I found out if you jump, you get a little speed boost.
Oh.
Anyone that used to play Counter Strike way back in the Source Engine days will know that this is called bunny hopping, and
Love bunny hopping.
tactically used to get a speed boost. So I'm doing it, and I'm like, oh, this is the tech right here. I'm just jumping around, shooting robots. Finally, it gives you like a 15-second warning, then a 10-second warning, then it countdowns from 5. 15-second warning comes up, and I'm like, oh god, how many robots do I have killed? Well, whatever, let me turn around real quick. Oh look, there's 3 more. Boom, boom, boom. What am I up to? 9, you say? Well,
Oh
where's that
wow.
10th one? I went nuts looking for that 10th one. I didn't get the 10th one, Andy.
Oh.
At $20 a bet, 9 robots got me $100.
Shit.
If I would have got the 10th one, that would have been $500.
So when do we go?
I'm not done yet.
God.
So I played another game after that. And at this point, I told my wife, when you're done, get your mother, come back this way. We'll go look for your uncle together, and we'll leave. Now I put my second game in after I just hit this 100, and I was like, I'm playing 20 again. I'm getting that 10th robot. I hit 20. As soon as the game starts, I see my wife and my mother-in-law. I'm like, time to go. All right. Immediately reminiscent of old arcade days, dude.
Yeah.
when
Yeah, I
you
can see that.
when you see your mom coming around the corner, it's like, "Ugh, damn it, time to go." It was all
But I just put the quarter in.
right. It was awesome, dude. I felt like a kid again, but winning money this time. So, I did end up killing 6 robots that game, so I got my $20 back. So no win, no loss. I was fine with that. And I was like, all right, time to go. I hit the print ticket button, and they're like, how much did you win? I'm like, oh, well, take a look yourself. The thing was like $157. They're like, why are we leaving? And I said, because it's 3 in the morning.
Yeah, that'll do it. Holy shit.
Yeah, I ended up walking away with like $200 plus.
Playing a first-person shooter and Bejeweled.
More so the first person shooter, but yeah, Bejeweled
Yeah.
really helped me get my start.
Huh. Yeah, God, that is such a brilliant idea because honestly, like, I would love if I could get played or if I could get paid to play with skill-based games as opposed to just being, all right, I press a button. Did I win? No, fuck. All right, I'm gonna press a button. Did I win? Ah, damn it.
I'll press the button one more time. Did I win? Only half my money back, huh? Yeah, maybe better luck next time. Press button. Did I win? No. Damn. Press button. Did I win? Ooh, double the money this time. Congratulations. You still lost like from the other 14 times that you lost.
Right? Yeah. So, I would love to do more skill-based stuff in casinos. I mean, I think that we're actually getting much closer to gladiatorial combat than we think. Like, could you imagine, like, stepping into a casino and being like, all right, take it all better. It's like, you have, like, legitimately pit fighting going on. And that would be amazing. Work off the stress from your week, don some armor, beat a guy in the head with a giant rubber Q-tip. It's great.
Yeah, you see, my whole thing is, I just hope that this sticks. Because here's the thing. A lot of people were skeptical of it that night. Like, I was sitting there, and I was playing it, and I was fascinated with the fact that no one else was there. Not even for the Bejeweled one. Like, there was 3 machines that had the first-person shooter, and 3 machines that had the Bejeweled. And I was the only one at any of them.
Huh.
And I'm winning all this money. I'm like, you're kidding! Are you meaning to tell me that video game players don't come to the casino? Because I know that to be a lie. First of all, I'm here.
Yeah, right?
Second of all, like, my friends go to the casinos. Andy, for example. Other of our friends go to the casinos. They play video games. They could win at this game. Why are other people not here? Eventually, a father and son walked by, and this was another moment that I was proud of. The son was definitely way too young to be gambling. He was probably just there for the resort or whatever, and the father happened to be walking by and seeing it and just stopped. And he was watching from a distance because you're only allowed on the carpet if you're above 18.
Right.
And, he was watching from a distance, and eventually the father kind of walked towards me and said, I have to ask you, is that paying out? And at this point, I had it up to like $100 and something. I said, yeah, it's paying out. I'm over 100 right now. Good for you, man. Keep going. Like, he was just so excited. He was like, that is so cool. I said, yeah, you're telling me. And
Amazing.
it was just nice to have that reaction again. Like, again, reminiscent of arcade days where you draw a crowd. Everyone's looking at you like, whoa, are you going to beat this game on one credit? Yeah, I am. You know?
Although, if Mortal Kombat got turned into a payout game, then Shao Kahn would take
Get
all
it.
of my money.
Oh my God. Tell me that the programmer doesn't go, all right, we're going to teach the AI to just spam this cheapest attack possible constantly.
Yeah, shoulder rush, shoulder rush, shoulder rush, laugh.
Yeah, exactly. Every time he laughs, you just lose more money. Yeah, that would not be fun.
No, but congratulations. I'm happy that you had that experience. I'm happy that you told me about that experience. And now, hopefully, I get to have my own damn experience.
I just hope it's there for the next time I go.
Yeah, same here because, man, I miss Leviathan. But that's just me.
I mean, that's gone.
I know. I know. It's gone. It's never coming back. It was my first penny slot love, and it'll always be my penny slot love.
And you know what's funny too is I always come across slot machines and I'm just like, you know what? Maybe I'll have some luck with this because it reminds me of this video game, or it actually is based off of this video game.
Yeah, all those Konami machines.
Konami ones. Oh God. For those that don't know, Konami is the company that made games such as Contra from back in the day, hence the Konami code, and they stopped making video games and started making slot machines.
Yay!
Yay. So no one's happy about it. And every time I see a slot machine with the Konami brand on the side of it, I'm just like, why? Why did you do this?
Metal Gear.
At least give me a Metal Gear slot machine. Give me a Contra slot machine. Something. No, instead I get Ball Rush 2, like something ridiculous.
Yeah, and it's nowhere near as popular as the Britney Spears themed slot machine.
Oh God.
At least it has good music.
No, it doesn't. And what kills me every time, every time I walk by it, it's always some like middle-aged guy, and he's sitting there playing it, and he has the bonus, which means she is dancing all over the screen in her young Britney schoolgirl outfit. And I'm just
Yep.
like, you are so pervy looking right now.
Yep.
I refuse to play that game. I don't care if people guaranteed me I was gonna win. It's like, no, I'm good.
Got $40 off that machine. Oh yeah.
I'd rather not be on that list, thanks. But yeah, dude, one thing I was looking at with the first person shooter game is, and I know this is just pipe dreams here, but like I said, $20 bet will get you $500 if you kill 10 robots. If you got a power up, there is a minimum and a maximum payout for the power ups. The minimum for $100, I think, was like something ridiculous, like $200 or $300.
Okay.
Maybe even more than that. No, I'm sorry, for $20 was like $100 or $200, something like that. The maximum was $5,000. Yeah. So there's a chance you can give a video game $20 and it can give you back $5,000.
Man, I bet that is what everybody thought about when they play like, The Overwatch World Cup. Spent $60 on a game to get 10 grand back.
Yeah, imagine that.
Yeah, Harris Casino's new attraction, esports.
In the weirdest way. Yeah, it was a blast though. Like I just, I am looking forward to going back.
Mm. I'm looking forward to going with you and spend all of your money.
Yeah, maybe they'll have a ball pit there,
Oh, ball pit!
and we could just bamboozle people into telling them we went to Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah, I mean, they're never gonna know.
Yeah, they will, Andy, because I'll tell them. Because this was your idea, and we still haven't gone. And you know why we haven't gone, listeners? Because Andy does not have the time for it.
I don't. I barely have time for the podcast.
Yeah, but I'm just pointing out it was your idea. This was your baby, and now you are neglecting your child, Andy.
Technically, it was a miscarriage.
No, it wasn't. People
No,
supported
technically,
it
it
all
was a
the way-
miscarriage.
No. People supported it all the way through, more than we
Yeah.
expected.
Okay, so just because somebody buys me baby clothes at 6 months doesn't mean I'm still gonna not have a miscarriage. I mean, this baby is fetus soup at this point. Like, it is nowhere near gonna laugh and cry and giggle. I crap the bed with fetus.
All right, we're going to do it one day. I'm holding you to it. I don't know when that day is going to come, but we are going to do
Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but soon for the rest of our lives.
it. We are also going to do the Comic-Con thing I was telling you about.
Yeah, when is that again?
June, right?
It has to be because it's always in June.
Yeah. For those that don't know, I don't think we announced this on the pod. Me and Andy are planning on going to Philadelphia Wizard World Comic-Con. And the idea is to go as a, I don't even know, bust out our blazers and do some investigative journalism. Just kind of, I want to interview the least well designed, the worst costume, the worst cosplayers there. I don't know how else to say it. Like, I want to interview the people that are just cosplaying and shouldn't be.
Okay.
Like,
I mean, how do we start off the conversation? It's like, oh, so do you think you should have gone with that much cardboard for a Pikachu costume?
I was thinking more along the lines of, really? You thought you can get away by, coloring in centers of toilet paper rolls with crayons and calling it Iron Man?
Let me ask, what is your inspiration for, well, I'll just go ahead and say it, turd emoji?
No, I was thinking we can kind of be even meaner than that and actually go up to them and hype them up and make it seem like their cosplay costume is awesome.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
the inside joke would come with the fact that, our listeners who will hear the interview will know these guys look awful, but they're going to be so excited when someone's telling them how great they look, and they're probably going to be like, yeah, I took a lot of work and did this, this, and this, and they're going to completely make us look more like jackasses. But it's going to be fun. You'll see.
About to say, because like the one disadvantage of doing it that way is that because it's a podcast, you're never gonna see the outfit.
Yeah, and I thought about that, but here's the thing. If the person wearing that outfit is willing to wear that outfit, imagine what they sound like. Especially with a microphone in their face.
Flawless logic as ever, Lyle.
Because it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun.
Well, I went with Scalar Jupiter because Scalar Uranus just seems silly for the occasion.
Exactly. Oh, God.
Wonder Woman!
So, speaking of dressing up and what have you, oh yeah, I'm doing beautiful transitions all night tonight, son.
Yeah, I see that.
Speaking of dressing for the occasion, getting in the
Uh-huh.
character, what have you, there was a new movie trailer that came out today for Stephen King's It. remade.
Yeah. I love how you have to call it Stephen King's It. You can't just call the movie It.
Well, I have called it the movie. I mean, I've called it It. Yeah, there was a new trailer for It today. For what? It. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out. What is it? It's a movie. Yeah, no shit. What? You know, so
Who's on first?
by saying Stephen King's It, people immediately recognize it as the, Killer Clown movie.
Mhm.
So, what do you think?
I like it.
Yeah,
Um,
me too.
I think that it captures a lot of like creepy atmosphere.
Hmm.
Um, I'm curious because you don't really see too much of Pennywise. Um, he's a very foreboding figure. He kind of reminds me a lot of Slender Man. Um, he's there, he's unsettling, and he's doing things that he shouldn't be doing. But at the same token, he doesn't say anything, and he's not very direct like the Tim Curry version of Pennywise was. At least from the trailer, that's what I get out of it. So I'm curious to see how that translates into the actual movie itself. But my God, the 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 tone, the
Hmm.
tone is perfect.
Yeah.
I'm really hoping that they don't do the same thing as the original, where they kind of go back and forth between the kids and their adult lives and back to the kids. Leave it to kids. Like I want this to be like from that perspective.
That's a good point. Um, I will say this much. The one thing that I thought was interesting was that you didn't hear Pennywise's voice.
Yeah.
So I feel like there's a lot more to be seen and heard with Pennywise than what they showed in this trailer. I feel like they are just legitimately teasing us with the idea of Pennywise and saying like, this is it. This is this is Stephen King's It. Even they have to say it. uh, this is the movie. We're definitely doing this. Here's how it looks so far. We're not giving you everything because we want you to watch the movie and we want you to see it then. Like, how much of the monster can you show in a trailer without giving too much away?
Right.
You know? So I feel like that's why they did that. Um,
Do,
and
do,
I,
do you have a particular favorite scene out of the trailer that got you?
you know what? It's funny you say that because it wasn't so much the scene itself as much as it was just the atmosphere of it. And that would be I guess they were in the sewers
Hmm.
when they see, the little kid, was it Georgie?
Yeah.
And, they see him and he's just like, trying to convince the other kids, we all float down here, and let's float together or whatever it was he said. I know we
Yeah.
all float down here is, the line, but
You'll
anyway,
float too.
you'll float too. That's it. Thank you. And he's just saying that, then he's laughing and saying it, and it's just so creepy and like has that maniacal overtone to it. And then he screams it, and I'm like, oh, this is good. And then as you're taken aback by that, you have Pennywise's head just peering out of the water on the floor, and you just see his eyes and right at their feet level, and I'm like, oh, that's gonna be a killer freaking scene.
Yeah, actually, the reason why I like that scene so much is that because that was the one that did get me. I mean, besides the projector scene, but the him coming out of the water like that, because it's not very deep. Like all the kids, like the
Yeah,
water only comes up to like their ankles,
yeah,
and you have the top of his head coming out of the water. That's unsettling.
yeah, yeah. Good point. Yeah, projector screen. The projector scene was awesome as well.
Yeah, I like how he kind of like hides in the photo after he takes over, and it's just like the the changes from one picture to the next, and then it happens increasingly more rapidly, and you kind of see his face underneath like the mother's hair, and eventually it gets so fast that it turns into like animation, and you just kind of like to see the hair blowing with the clown face underneath, and it just keeps getting closer and closer and closer. It's like, oh, that is brutal.
Yeah, I can only hope that they have the same eeriness and the same like just intensity throughout the entire movie that they did in this trailer.
Yeah, because you can do all sorts of magic with a trailer. I mean, hell, look up Mrs. Doubtfire as a horror movie trailer. I mean, you can add tone to a trailer that is completely different from the movie behind it. Um, So I'm kind of hoping that they do actually maintain that kind of eeriness and atmosphere in the movie proper.
Yeah, I mean, even the scene where, I mean, not to go too much on this trailer, I don't care. It's well deserving of it. The scene in the very beginning of the trailer where Georgie loses his boat and he starts looking down the sewer drain, they could have easily, and this is one thing I really appreciated about it, they could have easily did a jump scare there. Easily. I was almost expecting it. Like,
Yeah,
come on, let's see the jump scare. It's going to happen. Let's do it. They did it. They were just like, "Hi, I'm a clown."
yeah, yeah. And then that was the part that was disturbing. It was
Yeah,
just like, it's just the guy in a clown like underneath the grate, and you're just like, whoa, whoa, what the hell?
it's like we could do a jump scare here, but we don't have to. Watch. Hi.
Yeah, because we're not trying to scare you. We're trying to unnerve you, and I
Yeah.
think that's way more effective.
hmm and it's even like it's that whole, you know, putting fear into something that is familiar. Like even the red balloon in the one scene, you know that red balloon is kind of eerie looking, but it's just a red balloon. Why would that be
Yeah,
scary? But it is.
yeah.
I mean, if you
No,
want to take it to a whole new level, the clown itself is not meant to be a scary figure. Not supposed to be. It is considered scary to some people. My wife being one of them. Don't tell her I said that.
yeah. I think because of this movie, or is it because of Killer Clowns from Outer Space?
It's a little bit of
Yeah,
both.
okay.
She's actually never sat down and watched all of it, if I understand correctly. Um,
Huh.
but she told me, and her mom actually confirmed, while her mom was pregnant with her, she read the Stephen King novel
Huh.
of it, and there was another weird story that happened with her while she was watching Killer Clowns from Outer Space, and that was kind of like the straw that broke the camel's back. It was like, I'm done with clowns. But I mean, to go back on what I was saying though, clowns are not meant to be that horrifying. They're meant to be entertaining. They're meant to be friendly things that are just, hi, I'm a clown. Laugh.
Yeah.
I'm going to juggle. Now I'm going to get out of this ridiculously tiny car, and 20 other clowns are going to get out of it as well. It's fun. Yeah. Except for when Andy's a clown. Oh, God. But, but here comes Stephen King, and he's like, I got this awesome idea. I'm going to make clowns terrifying. And he makes it. And he creates Pennywise. And it's like, now, this clown has made clowns scary. Now, I want to put this into perspective for you here, because Freddy Krueger, scary on his own. He's got the burnt face thing, he's got the claws and everything. He's terrifying. Jason Voorhees, big machete, hockey mask, old school hockey mask, big lunk of a dude. I mean, terrifying on his own. Heck, even Michael Myers has a jumpsuit and just a white plain face. Ghostface from Scream, terrifying. All these things are scary. A clown's not.
Right.
You watch the movie, now clowns are scary. You don't have to, go into it. You don't have to watch any kind of movie to determine that some guy with a burnt face and claws for a hand is scary. Same thing could be said with a guy in a hockey mask and a giant machete. You get the idea. Those monsters are scary on their own. It is scary because Pennywise made it scary. He made the idea of clowns being scary. So he took something that was kind of just normal and made it terrifying. That was
Now
well done.
that was well done, and I do appreciate that because that to take something familiar and make it scary is the hallmark of a truly great master of horror.
Sure.
Um, and it's funny too because like you kind of think about it in your everyday life, you do have some things that are like mundane or nonsensical that do scare the crap out of you.
No, I
I
don't.
know you do because everybody does.
No, I don't. Shut up.
Everybody has that. Like me, for instance, I don't know what it is. I do not. I do not like children's laughter.
You're not the first person to tell me that.
It is increasingly horrifying at nighttime. Like if I'm out at night and there's like kids playing in the neighborhood or something like that, and I hear kids laughing in the middle of the night, that is freaking terrifying.
But again, this goes to what the whole thing of movies doing that to you. I'm sure if you would have never watched a movie or a TV show or some form of entertainment being projected to you through a means of other people acting out, you would have never had this fear.
Probably. I will blame the media on this.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely. I knew a guy before that had the same issue. not just children's laughter, just children in general. Like if there was a horror movie or something like that, like It, for example, that had a lot of kids in it, and something was going to happen with kids or something like that. Not something bad happening to the kids, just a possibility of the kid being evil. He just immediately checked out. Nope, not doing that.
Pet Cemetery.
Pet Cemetery, Chucky, even. Uh,
Ugh.
Child's Play.
Yeah.
Just no. The
Yeah.
Ring.
No.
The Ring. Speaking of The Ring, that one did something for me. The scene where the main protagonist is going to the island to figure out more of this mystery she's trying to solve, and on this boat that she's taken to get there, there is a horse held captive for whatever reason, transferring whatever, I'm sure something. Don't know if it was a racehorse or just a farm horse, whatever. Things start going a little crazy. The horse starts bucking a little bit, and next thing you know, the horse completely snaps, runs through the gates, off the side of the boat, kicking and neighing the entire way down, and of course the camera follows it all the way. As the camera is following it fall down the boat, you can see every single outline of its muscle structure just going. And it can't help but make you think that is one massively strong creature. Most
Yeah,
of the time.
but of all the things really out of that movie, like not her crawling out of the television,
No.
not the twisted remnants of the people that she actually got to, the actual video itself that people watch and die from in 7 days. No, all that is like a walk in the park with you. It's just the
Dude,
horse falling off the boat.
alright, have you ever listened to Tool before? Because the rest of the movie is just one long Tool music video. But you throw a horse off the side of a boat and it's kicking and neighing, all of a sudden you got me.
That is so weird.
Dude, it's just, I seen exactly how strong that creature was, and it's something that is so, again, familiar. It's not every day that you're going to get a screw driven through your fingernail. That's not going to happen, or a tack or a nail, whatever it was. Not going to happen. You know what can happen? A horse can snap at any minute for no particular reason, because he's seen a bug, because he thought he's seen a bug. No one knows what you haven't fed him in a while. He's hungry.
I love that. I for some reason I just love that. The whole idea is like, oh, maybe he saw a bug. Maybe he thought he saw a bug.
What I'm trying to say here, Andy, is horses. Horses are terrible people. Anyway. Who gets it? You get it? I get it. References, right?
References.
Yeah, it's just they creep me out. To this day, they still creep me out. I cannot get near a horse. I don't want any parts of being near a
Well,
horse.
I know plenty of people that are like, terrified of like dolls. I do know somebody with a legit doll phobia.
I've seen that before as well, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they're unnerving to be sure, but I've never really said that I've had like a phobia of it.
Especially with you weird Puerto Ricans, man. Let me tell you something. I used to have
What you gotta hate, man? What you gotta hate?
I used to have a buddy, and like he was a good friend of mine growing up all through school and everything like that. And I used to go over his house, and his mom was, first of all, she was one of those types of people that was just felt it necessary to wrap all of her furniture in plastic. You know the type.
I know those people. It's like they're like doing like some sort of mummification ceremony with their
Yeah.
furniture.
And on top of that, like no one really sat in the living room too much, which was crazy to me because this was the 90s and the early 2000s, and they had this huge TV. It was like a 55, 60-inch TV. And it was flat screen, so it was like, humongous. The rest of it is just so big. So they had this humongous TV, and like no one ever used it because no one would ever sit in the living room because all the chairs had plastic over them. And on top of that, around every inch of the wall, it was covered in those porcelain dolls, and they were just all looking at you. So
Ugh.
yeah,
Ugh.
God forbid you want to put on a horror movie at night by yourself. Oh my God.
Yeah, let's watch
That's
Child's Play
unsettling.
now.
Right, that is unsettling. But yeah, I just Just thinking about it, I'm like, my God, why was I friends with that guy? No, he couldn't stand it either. He used to tell me all the time. He's like, I don't know what the hell the deal is with that. He was like, do you have any idea what it's like to try to watch porn in here?
Oh man,
So many eyes.
so many judging eyes.
So, yeah, that's how I feel about it. But it does raise a question though. There was another movie trailer that came out in the past week, and I know typically we don't touch this much on like movie stuff and nerdy stuff and everything like that, but I feel like this one has to be addressed. There was a trailer for the new Spider-Man movie that came out, right?
Yes, there was.
Okay, now I know there's something you want to say about it.
Yeah, I mean,
Do your thing.
all right. Well, see, because the same thing happened with the It movie that happened with the Spider-Man movie that, um, I'm pretty sure is going to happen with other stuff down the road. But I've been noticing a trend lately of trailer teasers, not teaser trailers, trailer teasers, which is just essentially anywhere from like a 10 to 20-second clip of the movie just to kind of get you interested in the trailer. And I'm like, okay, so the trailer is a 2-minute section of the movie that's supposed to get you hyped for the movie. Why the hell do we have a 12 to 17-second trailer to get us excited to see the trailer? Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. Like, especially because, like, the Spider-Man one happened the day before the trailer dropped. It
Yeah.
was just like, oh, here's a 12-second video of Spider-Man. Hey, get ready to watch the full trailer tomorrow. Oh, that's great, but can I just watch the trailer tomorrow? Like, why are you going to tease me like this? Why waste the bandwidth on the internet by giving me this? This doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's part of it. I think it's because it's done through the internet now. It's not like, hey, we're going to release a new commercial during Dancing with the Stars, or hey, a new trailer is out. So now when you go to see Power Rangers, the trailer for the new Spider-Man movie will come on. It's that's how it used to be, and that used to be something that you would tell people, oh, I seen Tim Burton's Batman, and you'll never guess what they had a trailer for. And nowadays it's like we have the internet, so you don't need to do that anymore. It's like, hey, trailer dropping this day. Just, go on YouTube and watch it.
Yeah, like, yeah, I mean, we get so caught up on a hype train that we are actually promoting like the station itself.
Yeah.
Like, this is where the hype train starts. Don't you want a brochure for the train, for the place the hype train parks before it leaves the station? Like, no, no, I don't. Give me the first destination on there, then we'll talk. Like, I get it. I know Spider-Man's coming. Just show me the poster. What you accomplish showing me the poster is what I would get out of a freaking trailer teaser.
Yeah. Yeah. Or even just a message saying, hey, trailer's coming tomorrow. That's
Yeah.
fine.
Or just like put it out there. Yeah, just like some sort of like blog from Access Hollywood. I don't know. Just like, oh, hey, by the way, we just got word that there's going to be a new Spider-Man trailer tomorrow.
God,
Oh,
if only there was some way that they can tell us this, like maybe some sort of website that people can go on and, anyone that's interested in all things Spider-Man movie related, they can just follow this certain account. And anytime there's news to be displayed from it, they would just post it. And maybe other fans can share it so their friends can see it. God. Andy, I think I got $1 million invention here.
you sure?
What can we call it?
I
Oh,
mean, YouTube?
I was thinking more like Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Oh wait, all those things already exist. Why
Yeah,
just that?
IMDb. I mean, there's so much here.
Oh wait, because they did do it. That's how I seen the Spider-Man teaser trailer teaser.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So, I
Seen
mean,
it on Twitter, and then the next day when it came out, I seen the announcement on Reddit. Hey, new Spider-Man trailer. Cool, I'm watching it. And then I seen the distaste for it. Now I'm gonna ask you first. What did you think of the trailer?
I thought it was fine.
I thought it was fine as well. I am a huge Spider-Man fan. I can tell you a lot about the comics, all that. I have read at least the first 300 issues of Amazing Spider-Man.
Hmm.
No problem. Used to own a few of them. I am talking to you on a computer because I sold a few of those comics. Um, but that's not neither here nor there. A lot of people were complaining that the movie was spoiling, or that the trailer was spoiling too much of the movie.
I mean, you get some trailers that do that, um, but like, I get the gist of it, but you're going to get the gist of it no matter what. I mean, it's a superhero movie. So, Spider-Man, we already knew that the Spider-Man was in it. We already knew that Michael Keaton was the Vulture,
Right.
which looks amazing, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and, so it's like, oh, so the villain is going to be the Vulture. And, you get the sense that, okay, well, he's the Vulture because, with all the superheroes running around, all the guys that want to actually still do crime are like, we got to take it up a notch. So they're like, okay, we're going to have better equipment now. It's not just going to be handguns and, pantyhose as masks. We're actually going to, like, go toe to toe with these people. And because everybody and their mother seems to know how Iron Man's suit works, we're gonna have little Iron Man villains all over the place, which is fine. I don't have a problem with that. So it's like, okay, well, Spider-Man has to fight the Vulture. Guess
and,
what, people? That's the movie.
and Shocker.
I did see Shocker,
Yeah.
yes.
No, that's not the part that I was assuming people were complaining about. I was thinking people were complaining because Tony Stark took his suit away from him.
He'll get it back.
And that's kind of my thinking behind it. And I think that's what people's complaint were. Well, they're spoiling plot. Isn't that what a trailer's supposed to do? Like, we knew Spider-Man was going to be fighting the Vulture. We knew they weren't going to do his entire backstory because we've already seen it so many times.
Yeah.
We knew they had to fill in that time with something. It wasn't just going to be a bunch of short quips between Tony Stark and Peter Parker and the occasional Tony Stark hitting on Peter Parker's Aunt May. Like, we knew that wasn't going to be the entire movie except for the last half hour where he fights the Vulture. Something else has to happen.
Yeah. And, I mean, it seems like they were kind of doing a bit homage to the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies with the whole scene of keeping the ship together.
Take it back.
I'm sorry, man. Seeing him in the middle of that ship trying to hold it together was the same thing as freaking Tobey Maguire trying to keep
The train.
that train from going off the tracks.
Yeah, I thought the same thing as well. And I'm fine with it only because Spider-Man 2, Tobey Maguire movie was probably still one of the best superhero movies I've ever seen.
True.
That was I don't care how terribly it was done as far as the story is concerned and everything. The movie itself was done phenomenally. And what's his name? There's no better Doctor Octopus in my eyes.
Oh, Alfred Molina.
Alfred,
Yeah.
yes, thank you. There will never be another Doctor Octopus ever.
No, and it's hard to imagine him playing Snidely Whiplash from the Dudley Do Right movie.
You know what's even worse? I don't think there can ever be another J. Jonah Jameson.
That is true.
Because I can't remember his name neither, but he did a phenomenal job. What is that guy's name? John something.
Because he was in Portal 2 as well.
Mm-hmm.
Cave Johnson.
Yeah, Cave Johnson. That's who we're going to call him. Cave Johnson.
Yeah, Cave Johnson was amazing.
Yeah.
Although, related to the Spider-Man movie, did you see that Sony has announced a Venom movie?
Okay, I did not see it until I decided to put on a very familiar podcast named Countdown to Geektown. Yeah, I'm going to promote them 2 weeks in a row. Why not? They touched on it a bit. I actually didn't know about it, and I was listening to them, and it was a nice surprise. It's awesome because I listen to these guys sometimes while I'm playing video games, and I don't get to keep up to date on all the pop culture stuff that I would like to because I like to spend my free time playing video games. So I found out if I listen to their podcast while I'm playing video games, I can do both. Which is awesome because they legit bring up everything pop culture related, and that was one of the things they brought up. They brought up the Venom movie, and I was like, yeah, they're going to do that. And they also brought up the fact that it was going to be released next year.
Yeah, released next year, and did they cover the genre?
I don't think so. If they did, I didn't catch it.
Yeah, so apparently Sony has officially classified it as action. Okay, it's a superhero movie, that makes sense. Sci-fi, again, superhero movie, sure, why not?
Oh no.
Horror.
Okay.
Yeah,
You're not
they
okay with that?
no. I am absolutely fine with that. Like, I think that if they're going to do Venom as a standalone movie, that's the feeling they should try to go for. Um, but at the same token, I'm like, okay, so I'm hoping that this is a sign that Sony looked at Fox and went, Deadpool rated R, Logan rated R, both fantastic movies. Oh, me too, me too.
Okay. Here's where I would be okay with it, and here's where I would more than likely not be okay with it. Where I would be okay with it, if it becomes rated R and it becomes exactly what Venom's supposed to be, which is someone that just wants what he wants and is going to do whatever it takes to get there. The reason I'm not okay with that is because Venom wanted what he wanted, which was Spider-Man. It's kind of it. He didn't really care about anything else. He cared about killing Spider-Man.
Yeah, I mean, there
So
was that Lethal Protector phase of his career.
yeah, but that was much later in the career.
I mean, not too much later. Like, it was still around the Maximum Carnage area.
Okay, but even still, it was the Lethal Protector. You know, how much of a horror movie can it be if you're the good guy still?
Okay, so I have a few schools of thought about that.
Okay.
All right, so I think actually a fun antagonist for the Venom movie should be Venom.
Okay.
I kind of like the idea of him thwarting crime and such in the city in the same manner of like, kind of like the same tone that Spawn had, but like way on the creepier side of things. Um, just the idea that Venom is doing these terrible things to these crooks, and like he feels like he's slipping slowly at like losing touch with humanity to the point where he's kind of afraid that the suit is doing way too much that it shouldn't. Um, or you could do the angle of from a cop's perspective, like trying to track him down because he is kind of making a mess of the crime scenes.
Hmm.
So you can kind of have the Venom kind of going toe to toe with the commissioner of the New York police department or wherever he's at. Um, trying to track him down. So you either have Venom being the anti-hero and the cop being the hero trying to stop him, but he's still taking care of crime in the process, or you kind of have Eddie Brock fighting the symbiote on, is he slipping too far away from humanity?
Here's what I want to see out of a Venom movie, and this is the last I'll touch on it. I want to see more tongue. Laugh all
That
you
is
want.
exactly what you told your wife.
I, I want to see more tongue. I want to see more tongue with Venom. The Topher Grace version of it was pathetic. I hated that Venom. I kind of wish it never existed. And the Topher Grace version of Venom put such a bad taste in my mouth that I almost don't want to see a Venom movie now because of it. Because I've seen exactly how horrible they can portray him.
Yeah,
So that being said, I'm not done yet. More tongue and less Topher Grace. If they get anyone, not even just Topher Grace, but anyone that is remotely that same physique or anything like that, I'm not even going to watch it. Give me a big Eddie Brock. Do not give me some that '70s show star.
true.
Like, give me a bodybuilding type guy, you know?
Ooh,
Uh,
ooh, 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 me, pick me, my hands up, pick me.
you can't. He's already in a Marvel movie, but go ahead.
The mountain.
Oh, sure. Game of Thrones character?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that guy.
I was gonna say the guy that plays Drax the Destroyer.
Batista?
Yeah. Oh,
No.
come on, dude. He'd make an amazing Eddie Brock if he actually grew hair.
No, no, one Marvel character per time.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
And Bull because Ryan Reynolds.
Well, you know who would be a great Eddie Brock, even though he probably couldn't act for shit?
Chris Evans.
Brock Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, he's incredibly jacked. I know who that is. Yeah. That's what I mean. Okay, so maybe not Brock Lesnar, but the idea I'm getting at here is you just give me someone with a little bit more build than Topher Grace.
Tom Hardy.
You know, even if you want to use, and again, no, one character or one actor per Marvel.
He was
Whatever you
in
say.
DC.
Tom Hardy. I'm sorry. I thought you were saying Tom R- Loki.
Oh no, Tom Hiddleston? No.
Tom Hiddleston. Tom Hardy is Bane, right?
Yeah.
Um, yeah, sorry, but anyway, yeah, that could work. I mean, absolutely. It would be
Yeah.
kind of funny that he would play both Bane and Venom.
Yeah. Right.
um, but no, that's another thing I want to see. I want to see a bigger Eddie Brock. I want to see more tongue, and I want to see better CGI. Don't make Venom. Make them more together. Don't make him such a symbiote mess. Make him like actually wear a suit all the time, not constantly pulling his face back and everything like that. Like, let me
I
see.
don't.
Go ahead.
Uh, no, I don't want to see CGI. I actually want to see practical effects. I think you can get way more an effective looking Venom with like kind of like the movie Aliens, like that level of animatronic suits.
I see.
Like that would be pretty neat if you see like like the drips coming down behind a crook that's got his gun pointed frantically looking for where Venom is, and you see like the dripping from the saliva coming down all like behind his shoulder, and you see kind of like the tongue drop a little bit and like just barely grab the guy's face before like his hand grabs him in his face and like pulls him up into the shadows. That would be freaking amazing.
Okay. All right. I was there. I seen it. And one last thing, and I swear this is it.
Mm.
I want to see him crave brains.
Oh, okay.
If he doesn't go after brain matter in this movie, you got to. You absolutely have to. It's the one thing that the symbiote can feed off of, aside from like mushrooms and some other kind of plant or something like that.
Yeah, fungus.
Fungus, right.
Yeah, and yeah, that's. I mean, if you really want to go like stay to those comics, absolutely. But again, like it seems like Sony is kind of gonna jump on the rated R bandwagon for their Marvel movie spinoff. So I'm all for it.
I'm all for it too. Now that you bring it up that way, I just really hope that they do it justice. They only have a year, so well, I guess two at this point, because they can release it at the end of 18. But I guess we'll just have to wait and find out.
Yeah, as soon as they tell me who is actually cast as Eddie Brock, then I'll be more excited. But until then, it's all skeptical.
Yeah, that's another thing. This is not the first time they hyped us with this nonsense.
Yeah, true.
So, let's get out of movies and nerd cultures and everything like that. And we have a listener's corner this week. Do you remember what that
Okay.
segment is? I feel like you don't even remember it.
No. I do. Hold on. I'm there. I was just caught up in that scene
Yeah.
from the Venom movie thing I pitched. Um, yeah, where the listeners,
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't transition well enough. Okay, speaking of weird, ooze coming from behind you, we have a listener's. we have a listener's
oh
corner this
man,
week. Yeah, you like that?
I do actually.
So a listener asked, "Where does flatulence come from?"
Do we really have to debate this?
Oh, we don't have to debate anything. They ask, they want to know. We could just tell them your butt, or you could tell them the much better Andy answer. Go on.
Okay, where does flatulence come from?
hmm
Well, see, flatulence comes from the warring race of germs that happen to live in your colon. Because everybody is born with a certain set, and then as you age in life and you start eating different foods and stuff like that, you intake bacteria. It's a natural part of life. I mean, look at cheese, and then the foreign bacteria finds your homegrown bacteria that you were born with and is like kind of like the conquering neighbor. They're like the Independence Day aliens of your body, if you will. And your colon germs are not going to take that lying down. Oh no. They're going to fight back. So some of it is a little bit more personal, like up close hand to hand combat. Others is a little bit more subtle weaponry that they have to use. And I'm pretty sure more than one instance requires the use of a, well, so to speak, a dirty bomb. Uh, and the after effect of that is it's got to be dealt through your body somehow. So uh, any forceful explosion from the weapons of warfare, germ warfare, if you will, um, finds its way out of your body the only way that it can. It follows the one tunnel all the way out to where daylight happens to be, and you know, occasionally, depending on how severe the war is, depends on how severe the smell is. So, a particularly vengeful fart might be a lot of hundreds of thousands, if not a complete genocide, um, of the foreign bodies in your body. So, what I believe that flatulence comes from is the warring nations of germs in your colon. And you can either have a lot of thunder and no fury, a lot of fury and no thunder, or, maybe a combination of both.
I see.
hmm Osmosis Jones, that shit.
Well done, Andy.
hmm
My thought on it is a little different, however. I like to sometimes think that the butthole itself is its own entity, if you will. Kind of like how the mouth works, the butthole kind of works as well. It even has its own.
What?
It even has its own cheeks. If you would hear me out, please. I
Oh
let you
my
do your
god.
ridiculousness. Please hear the truth now. So you inhale through your mouth. It's what's called a mouth breather, and not everyone does it. But then again, not everyone has loud farts. Mostly everyone. I should say everyone farts. Sure, but we don't always hear it. And let's be honest here. If a fart happens and no one's there to hear it, did it actually happen?
Well, depends on the fury.
Mm. What I propose is sometimes the butthole, the second mouth, if you will, it feels the need to absorb things around it, and we have evolved as species to not be naked all the time, or at least not constantly. We cover that area now, is what I'm getting at, and we didn't used to always. So now when we go to absorb certain things, it's no longer nutrients around us. It's mostly just air. Um, so what I propose is that it's just absorbing air, and like what happens when you suck up too much air in your regular mouth, you have this gaseous sound that comes out, which is known as a belch or a burp, but it's coming out of your butt, so it's a butt burp. Hence, the farting,
Uh
flatulence.
huh.
And clearly, the burp will smell too out of your regular mouth if you have bad breath or if you have something that causes it to stink, like maybe you had a lot of garlic or something like that. You're burping up garlic. Nobody wants to smell that. Similar to that, I mean, surely some butts are going to have worse breath than others.
That is so weird to me that, people love garlic enough to put it on their food, but they hate the smell of it.
Well, not all people hate the smell of garlic. Some people like the smell of garlic.
Fine, fine, Italians, whatever.
Yeah, well, tomato, tomato. Look, the point I'm getting at here is farts are butt burps. Um,
Butt burps. Thanks. That was a beautiful explanation. I would have never thought in my wildest dreams that flatulence is just butt burps.
butt burps, indeed. I once again have three clickbait news, Andy. I don't even know how to get into this one. On that.
Um,
You see,
yeah,
ladies and
no,
gentlemen, if you don't want us to tell you where farts and flatulence comes from, then you write in with your idea of what you think we should talk about.
agreed.
That's it. That's
Uh,
all you got to do. You can control what we talk about. Just comment on our Facebook page, comment on our Libsyn website, email us. We have an email address, lasidesplitters@gmail.com. Feel free to go there, wherever. We still have the Discord. If you want to
oh
be
yeah,
invited to the Discord channel, feel free to ask about that.
I legit forgot about that.
I didn't. I still look at it every once in a while and go, ah, there it is.
Oh yeah,
It's such a good idea and poorly executed, but whatever. Maybe one day.
maybe one day.
So, yeah, write in if you want something better than where does flatulence come from on the clickbait news.
Yeah, clearly there are no bad ideas.
Andy,
Yeah.
this week, no Florida. 3 in a row, son.
Gasp.
Yeah, the audible gasp at that. Um, I'm not even sure where 2 of them are from. One of them's not really from somewhere as much as it is just an overall thing.
From the moon.
I'm not even sure how I'm going to ask you about it. The
This is the
only
best
one
kind.
that I actually have a legit location for is Ohio. Again!
Ooh. Man, is Ohio becoming like the secondary Florida?
I don't know, man, but I just like finding stories from Ohio now because it's like a running theme. I'm wondering if I could do this with any state, but what's funny is I legit don't even look for them. I just, see weird stories, and if I happen to see Ohio in a thing, it just makes me want it more.
Huh.
Yeah. So anyway, um, I think one's not even from America. Black Rod area of Bolton. Yeah,
Like Michael Bolton?
sure, why not? I think it's England. But either way, where do you want to go? Do you want to go Ohio? You want to go possibly England, or do you want to go around the world?
Um, Let me try Ohio. I want to see what the big deal with
We're gonna
Ohio is.
start with Ohio. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
This is probably the easiest one to form a question out of. Why were police called to Taco Bell? Better
Um,
yet, what was the cause of the dispute that caused the police being called to Taco Bell?
I was gonna say illegal immigrants.
No,
Okay.
no, that wasn't it. They
Damn.
were called to Taco Bell due to a dispute over fire or mild sauce.
Oh, come on.
Now I know it sounds weak, but I just want to point out that the police were called because of this.
Were they called because people were getting out of hand and having a physical altercation, or were they called to actually settle the argument?
A very saucy situation brought police to the Mayfield Road Taco Bell on March 12th. Employees were concerned when a disgruntled customer held up the drive-through line because she didn't like the choices of sauce available to her. So they called South Euclid Police.
Ugh.
When they arrived, officers saw that the line was backed up by several car lengths and asked the frustrated Taco Bell customer what the problem was. According to the police, she told officers the reason for the holdup was that Taco Bell was out of mild sauce, and her preferred condiment was mild sauce, and they only had fire sauce on hand. So she was also frustrated that Taco Bell would not give her meal for free, uh, or even at half price for the inconveniencing she was facing. Police
If it
advised the
were
woman
only that simple.
Police advised the woman that the customer service matter was not likely going to be resolved at the drive-through window and suggested she return the next day to speak to the manager, and she left the restaurant. At what point is she allowed to leave the restaurant and not immediately at least taken out of the car for some sort of drug test or drunk driving test, something? Like, come on. You called the cops because you couldn't get your preferred condiment at a Taco Bell?
Yeah, that is pretty weak. I mean, weak weak sauce. Um, because like that just goes to show you that police are bothered with every fucking little thing. Um, like I can't like do the same problem at like McDonald's where they're like, oh, what kind of sauce would you like with your nuggets? Like, oh, I'll take sweet and sour. All we have is honey mustard. Like, what?
I'm calling the cops.
Hey, I'm calling the
Imagine.
cops.
What
How
is
dare you?
what does the person on the other end say? Did you just say you're calling the cops? Yeah, that's right. You better stay where you're at, buddy. They're coming for you. Bad boys, bad boys.
Yeah. They'll
just,
teach you not to have the sauce that I have.
just start singing the cops theme song because you're out of sweet and sour sauce.
Ooh, what you gonna do?
Yeah, I thought that was ridiculous. So
God, when the hell's that show get referenced anymore?
Side Splitters, record every Wednesday, released every Thursday. Catch it here, ladies and gentlemen.
Bad boys, what you gonna do?
Mm, 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 mm.
Bad boys. Yeah, no, uh, you know it's weird. I never get sauce out of Taco Bell.
No?
No, not even once.
Wow.
I raw dog it. Just give me the taco.
Wow. I mean, have you ever tried it?
Yeah, not a fan.
All right. I mean, hey, to each his own. Uh, and in case you don't know, you can catch this podcast at sidesplitters.libsyn.com. And if you don't know, I don't know how you're listening now, but thanks for support. um, we're going to move on to the next story because I feel like we're going to trail off a little too much with the Taco Bell conversation.
Oh man, I could talk about Taco Bell for hours.
Oh, so can I. Anyway,
Mm,
I'm going to choose where the next one goes because it's kind of like speaking of the world going crazy.
mm.
uh, um, I don't know how to preface this with a question. So I'm
Okay.
going to say
Wait, where does it take place?
around the world.
Around the world.
At least from given from the title, that's the best I can tell you. So I'm
Okay.
ask the question of Andy, where is man going too far with dogs now?
I thought they went too far a long time ago when they started giving them clothes and the family's last name. Um, because despite that, they are not full-fledged members of the family. Don't care what anybody says. It's property you get attached to, but it is not family. It is an
Not,
animal.
not the question at hand here, Andy.
Sorry, I got off on a tangent.
I understand.
It goes too far when they eat them?
They're now getting plastic surgery.
No!
And I don't mean like repairing stuff. I mean facelifts, nose jobs.
No!
Yeah.
Oh my god, no.
These days, Andy, it's not enough to just bring Spot to the groomer. If you really want your dog to dazzle and you have a chunk of cash to spend, you can take him for a nip tuck. Edgar Brito, a Sao Paulo vet and plastic surgeon, said that he wants his procedures to make pets more lovable to their owners. I often say that a clean dog with well-kept teeth will always be in better contact with its owners. Otherwise, the dog ends up being put to sleep, he said.
Wow. Yeah, I would put a dog to sleep because it's ugly. Absolutely.
Brito, who's been called the world's go-to dog surgeon, performs procedures to glam up canines' appearances. Botox to perk up the ears of a Doberman, nose jobs, facelifts, and testicular implants, such as new... Oh my god, what does that even say? Nudicles. Nudicles to help... Nudicles.
Nudicles.
To help neutered pets regain their masculinity.
Oh, okay.
Dogs of the Upper East Side artist, God, Linda Ollie told Du Jour, the magazine company, or the article here, I knew someone who planned to get his bulldog puppy ball implants. He said he thought it would make the dog look and feel better about himself. She had doubts, she said, but then recalled how happy she'd seen friends' pets after, say, a haircut. Compared a haircut with ball implants.
Yeah, no, I thought I heard that right. Okay.
Okay.
Ugh.
Not all pooches go under the knife to become more photogenic. Some wrinklier breeds have skin folds around the eyes, which can trap bacteria and cause infections. In the case of those dogs, it is a medical necessity. And not even going to pronounce that last name, a veterinarian at the Animal Medical Center in New York. Whatever the reason, prettifying your pup costs a pretty penny. People spent over $62 million in plastic surgery for their pets in 2011. According to animal insurance company Pet Plan, some procedures could set you back $4,000 to $5,000.
Oh my God, no.
Doggy plastic surgery is just one way pet owners, especially millennials, are going to
Damn snowflakes.
are going to extravagant lengths to tend to their furry companions. As previously reported by the Post, New Yorkers have spent up to $8,000 a month on pet maintenance, such as nail painting, shrinks, chiropractors, and massages. The pet market has been transformed by humanization of pets. David Sprinkle, research director at marketresearch.com, told the New York Times, the term pet parent has increasingly replaced pet owner.
I'm not okay with this. I am not okay with this. People, it is a fucking animal.
So I just want to point out that when I seen this article, I immediately went, really? They're going that far? And then my second reaction was, I don't know how, but I have to get this on a podcast because I really want to hear Andy's reaction to this. Because he is going to lose his shit. Now, if you will, Andy.
Yeah, I will now continue to lose my shit. So, I can't even begin to wonder what is going through people's minds when they're like, oh, you know what? I would love this pug more if he wasn't so damn ugly. Like, first, it's a fucking pug. If you give a pug a facelift, the only thing it's going to be is a wet chin the entire time. Like, you can't lift that face anymore. It's already lifted. Um, like giving a retriever a nose job. Oh, could you imagine giving a basset hound a nose job?
Jesus.
Like, oh, I thought my dachshund was too long, so I shortened him. Or, he wasn't long enough, so I got him torso extensions. Like, I don't know where the line is here. Like, you should not be doing cosmetic surgery on an animal.
No.
Like, the most attention I would see people giving their animals is like, oh, I like this particular food because it makes their coat shiny. Okay, you want to go to a groomer and you want to get it a haircut. Okay, you want to dye the hair? Well, that's a little weird, but sure. You want a green poodle? By all means, have a green poodle. But if you want to put shoulder implants on a fucking bulldog,
Yeah, I mean, I'm even against this for moral reasons, aside from just, how much money does a person have to have before they go, I'm bored, let's try something crazy. The moral reason of the animal cannot say whether or not he wants to go under a knife to get prettified. Like, that is a little ridiculous. And I'm not usually one to take a moral stance on things like this, but I'm sorry, this is a line even I'm uncomfortable with crossing. Like, you don't do that.
no, and it escapes me right now. But what are the dogs that like have like really big jowls? Like they're really jowly.
I don't know.
I mean, maybe bulldogs. I don't know. But having them with like Botox in their lips. I mean, they're mostly all lip anyway.
Well, they did say that you could do, they said you could use Botox to perk up the ears of a Doberman. I mean, what happens if you do that with like a Basset Hound? Instead of droopy ears, the Basset Hound's ears are just constantly perked up.
Yeah, they're just constantly up. He looks like, somebody opened the doors on a Lamborghini and didn't close them yet.
God, I mean, let's take it a step further. What would happen if some of like iconic dogs got plastic surgery done? Like, would this have stopped Old Yeller from getting shot? Could you have put a better voice box in Lassie to make his bark a little bit more distinguishable of when someone needed help as opposed to when he was just excited because a pizza man was there?
Yeah, like, and even like, why stop at dogs? Why don't we get, cats a facelift or, Botox injections and
Can I
stuff
tell
like
you
that.
why?
Mm.
Because you're not going to have a hand as soon as you get a knife close to their face.
Yeah, no, that is true.
Oh, you got something sharp? Me too. Watch.
Now, what happens when you have those ball implants on dogs and they start going to town on themselves a little too much? Like you'll have him start like breaking his own balls in the sack, and then it's like, oh, I gotta take it back to the doctor. Everything's leaking.
Even better, what happens if the dog, just to mess with every millennial out there, what happens if the dog identifies as a female?
Oh my god, no!
You did it a favor by taking its balls away. Now you're putting it back.
Oh my god, no! No, I am not. No, we are not having sex change surgery for dogs. I refuse. Moving on.
I don't want to. The moment Lassie just becomes Lass.
Oh,
Oh
I
god.
was I was gonna say Lassie becomes Laddie.
Was Lassie a woman?
Yeah.
Oh. Well then yeah, yours is much better. Mr. Ed. No longer Mr. Ed. Oh god, speaking of things that terrify me. So let's move on.
Yeah, right.
Big old
Oh,
dogs with mouth movements. The last thing I have is the one that comes from London. I think this is the Black Rod area of Bolton.
Blackrod area of Bolton.
Yeah, and once you guess, I am just going to share screens, and you're going to see why. But first, you have to guess. What did the man do to help sell his house?
He. Oh man. Did he fill it with drugs?
No. He dressed up like a parrot and took pictures of it.
Um.
And I mean, here's
Okay.
let me just describe to the listeners. Here's one of him laying seductively in a bed. Here's one of him just sitting in a study reading a book. There's one of him outside grilling with a little apron on.
Which is cute.
There's one of him standing on the balcony enjoying his view. Looks like he's standing in the kitchen here.
It's a very close kitchen.
I mean, the house looks wonderful. He's wearing a tuxedo in this one, and
Hmm.
enjoying a nice night. Oh, this is him in a jacuzzi. Yeah, very nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Had to share the pictures with you. So, he's trying to sell a house by dressing up as a parrot, but no one knows who he is,
Okay.
which is even better. The mystery man appears in every image of the property in the Black and Rod area of Bolton. With bright green legs and colored feathers, we see him relaxing inside the 225,000-pound home. And even
That's a very heavy house.
yes, I knew you were going to say that. And even using a barbecue on the patio. It's on the market with the local estate agent, Platinum Properties, who say the homeowner was, quote, up for a laugh. Estate agent Steve Laycock tells
Laycock.
tells
Okay.
Newsbeat, quote, the parrot has requested anonymity, but he tends to squawk rather than tweet. Oh god.
He requested an anemone.
Yeah, that's what I said. It's a macaw showing off the decor. The 3-bedroom property also features a gloss black kitchen with granite wood work surfaces. There's also a magnificent outdoor entertaining area featuring a granite terrace patio with deck seating area. The odd approach to marketing seems to be working. Steve told the Bolton News, "We've already done a couple of viewings. We always like to think we do something of the best photography of the we do some of the best photography of the estate agents in the area." Okay. There's also parking, a terraced patio, and stainless steel fencing to keep both children and parrots safe, while giving the whole area a continental feel. The Bolton Parrot. Oh my God, the Bolton Parrot Dice
Okay.
as in paradise.
Oh,
And they even put in parentheses, "We are so sorry." has been
uh,
has been on sale for a week. It's had nearly 100,000 views on Rightmove, but no offers yet.
unbelievable. That's all it takes to get something sold is to dress up as like a weird costume.
And kind of gives you an idea, doesn't it?
A little bit.
Yeah, man dressed like a parrot.
Man dressed like a parrot to sell a house, and I mean, I guess if it works, but he's still selling the house.
Yep.
Nobody's really like, I guess made a serious offer yet. So maybe in order to seal the deal, he'll dress as a swan,
Maybe.
the Swan Prince.
No, I don't think they have prints. I think they have more like certainly markings, but I don't know. They don't really land enough to. Yeah, I'm gonna abandon this joke halfway through it. Um,
Crash and burn.
so that's it for clickbait news. That's it for this episode. Can we name the thing?
Oh,
What is it?
or you've got in quotations it.
Okay.
You've got it.
Rise of the butt mouth. I don't know.
Oh, I guess we could call it the podcast teaser.
A mild emergency.
Dog implants.
Just dog implants.
Just dog implants. Don't know if it's implants for a dog or if you are in fact getting a dog implanted in you.
Plastic puppers.
Plastic puppers.
Yeah.
Collect the whole set. Botox boxers.
I feel like there's something that we could do with the gender swapping of animals. How about just Scooby Don'ts?
Scooby Don'ts. I'm on board with that. I can totally do that.
All right. That's this week's episode of the Slide Splitters. We are on episode number 34. Ha!
You did remember.
I did, and I just clicked the button faster.
Oh, well, that also works too.
Yeah. So we're at episode 34, titled Scooby Don'ts. My name is Lyle.
and I am not Randy.
And I forget how to end the show sometimes. We will see you next week, gentlemen, ladies, everyone.
Why?